Hi, today we are revisiting an old topic, so we're talking about EBITDA. So EBITDA is an accounting acronym and it stands for Earnings Before Interest, Tax, Depreciation Amortisation. Now this is something that often gets two very different results when I use the terminology in front of people. Either they nod very sagely, they know exactly what it means and they know how it actually breaks down, or they look really scared, like I'm suddenly about to pounce on them and demand they provide me completely itemised breakdown management information for the last 12 months, otherwise there's no possible way we can do their valuation. EBITDA is not something to be scared of. It's something like anything, you know, it sounds quite impressive, but in layman's terms, what this is the true operating profit of the business. So when we're talking about valuing and we're talking about EBITDA, we're basically sitting there saying, well, this isn't the profit as it appears on your accounts. This is the true operating profit of the business. And EBITDA takes a couple of steps to actually get to the final figures. This means that often EBITDA can differ though. So it's not set in stone. When those people who nod sagely kind of start talking to me about their EBITDA, one thing I always make is that my EBITDA will probably be very different to yours or your accountant's EBITDA. Because actually what I'm doing when I'm doing an EBITDA calculation is I'm taking various steps to get there. So we always start with a set of accounts, but as we all know, accounts are historical documents by the time you get hold of them. So while we're sitting there saying, well, actually, do you know what? This was the income, these were the costs, light, heat, yada, yada. We're adding back things like the use of your home or your own car. So we're getting to this EBITDA. We're also saying that's what it was like 9 months ago. It's not how it is now. So we're also saying, well, we need to bring this EBITDA up to date. So actually, where are we now? What is the income for the last 12 months? What are your staff costs right this second? Not as they were when these accounts were finally submitted. So we're looking to bring it up to date. It's not as simple as just using your accounts. And then we're also basically saying, well, not only are we going to bring that bit of information up to date, we're also going to say, well, what would the market say about your EBITDA? Because this is fine, but someone else might look at this and say, well, I don't agree with that because I think you're wildly extravagant when it comes to purchases. And so I think I can run that a bit cheaper. Or they might say, well, actually, I think your staffing is just a bit too lean. And so I think I'm going to need to build in another person. So EBITDAs will always vary. The chances are I won't agree with your accountant on the EBITDA figure. The chances are the buyers won't agree with me on the EBITDA figure. Everyone is going to calculate it differently. And that always needs to be bear in mind that everyone will have a slightly different take on it. For those people who get scared when I use the term EBITDA, all we're doing is looking at what your business is worth. What is the actual profit of your business? Taking out things like your car, use of home, you know, all those little things that are perfectly legitimate, but your accountant puts through your accounts to keep your profit as low as possible. I'm looking to add those back in. You're not expected as a seller to be able to give a definition of EBITDA. This is not a test. At no point is anyone going to sit you down and make you calculate your own EBITDA. If you could do that, why am I here? You don't have to understand the terminology. You don't even have to fully understand the breakdown. Work with a broker who can talk you through it, who can use the acronyms when they need to be used, but also can break it down so you can really see the true profit of the business, because that's the important bit, regardless of what it's called. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, please get in contact.